20 plus reasons your blood sugar may be out of whack, guys. This is part 1 of 2 video series. So maybe you've had control of your blood sugar and you're starting to notice lately that it's getting a little bit more difficult to keep your blood sugar stable or keep it in check lately. So whether you're a type 1 or type 2 diabetic, this is for both. Here are 20 things that may be causing your blood sugar to be out of whack and you don't even know what's causing it, right? So this is a 2-part video series like I mentioned earlier because it's a little long. So this is part 1 of a 2-part video series. As with all the things we discuss in this channel, guys, people are different, and what may work for one person or what may work for you may not work for someone else. So keep that in mind. So let's get started. My name is Mr. A1C. Although I do have a medical background, this is not a medical channel. This channel shares my diabetic journey and how I was able to reverse my type 2 diabetes diagnosis using common sense and a little trial and error, so you don't have to make the same mistakes as I have. And hopefully I can help you reverse your type 2 diabetes as well. So let's get into it, guys. Caffeine. Number 1, caffeine. You've heard it, right? Everything we talk about, there are always going to be caveats. It's a common belief that caffeine, especially when consumed black and without any added calories, shouldn't affect blood sugar levels. However, the caffeine present in coffee can cause a rise in blood sugar, and that applies to tea as well, guys. So if you drink green tea and stuff like that, tea has caffeine as well. So this effect is not limited to coffee, but also applies to other caffeinated beverages, right? Black tea, green tea, energy drinks, any of that stuff that you drink that has caffeine. Jolt Cola, which has a lot of caffeine, Mountain Dew Cola, which has a lot of caffeine, they all apply here. So it's important to note that everybody's body reacts differently, as I mentioned earlier, to various foods and drinks, including those with diabetes, like ourselves. Therefore, it's beneficial to keep a record of your body's response to these substances. And this is how I personally have been able to overcome my type 2 diabetes diagnosis. I kept a track record, and there's an app that I use. I haven't done a video on that, but I will eventually. That helps me keep track of everything that I eat, including, the macros, my protein levels, my carbohydrates, my net carbs, etc., things like that. So that gets a little bit complicated, so I don't want to even make a video about that stuff yet until we go over all the basics that I do that has helped me, and then we'll get a little bit more complicated as we move further into the life of this channel. So this can help you understand how different foods and drinks affect your blood sugar levels and enable you to make more informed decisions about your diet. Interestingly, while caffeine in coffee can cause a temporary increase in blood sugar levels for those with diabetes, other compounds present in coffee may actually help prevent type 2 diabetes in healthy individuals or individuals with pre-diabetes. So there's always a caveat like we talked about, guys, right? So this suggests a complex relationship between coffee and blood sugar levels. Highlighting the importance of understanding your own body's response to these substances is very important. So my experience with coffee is this. I read everywhere, coffee raises your blood sugar and things like that. So I did my own experiments throughout the years to figure out what works for me. And coffee does raise your blood sugar temporarily. It's not enough to affect your A1C. And all I personally care about is my A1C every 3 months or so. You may be different. So if you care about, your everyday blood sugar levels, that would be up to you how you would address drinking caffeinated beverages. But my biggest concerns will always my A1C and my fasting blood sugar every morning. Those are the only 2 things I looked at. I didn't take my blood sugar reading multiple times a day, every single day. I didn't do that. But I did do a fasting blood sugar every single morning, and I looked at how it correlated with my A1C, and that's what helped bring it down. So here's something else you haven't thought about, and I know you haven't thought about this one: sugar-free foods. Because we're diabetic and it says sugar-free, everybody's like, it's a free-for-all, right? It's not. Many foods, even those that seem healthy or low in sugar, guys, can still raise your blood sugar levels due to the presence of carbohydrate, particularly starches in the food. These carbs can be broken down into glucose, as you as a diabetic already know, during digestion, which can lead to an increase in blood sugar levels. Therefore, it's crucial to check the total carbohydrates listed on the nutrition label before consuming these types of foods. Additionally, you should also pay attention to sugar alcohols such as xylitol and sorbitol. I don't know if anyone has told you this before, but pay attention to those as well. These sweeteners are often used in sugar-free or low sugar products because they add a sweet taste with fewer calories and carbs than regular sugar, sucrose. However, they can still contribute a significant amount of carbs, which we don't think about, that may be enough to cause a rise in your blood sugar level. So therefore, it's important to factor these into your overall carbohydrate intake for the day. So here's another big one. So this is one of my favorites. I don't do it often. I do it probably once a month, but Chinese food. If you're an American, you love Chinese food. I can't speak to other cultures, but Americans love Chinese food, especially us diabetic. So when it comes to managing blood sugar levels, it's not just the carb or the carbohydrate content of a meal that you need to consider, guys. High-fat foods such as beef, broccoli, or General Tso chicken, and these are just examples, but this applies to all Chinese food as a whole, can also have an impact on your blood sugar levels. This is because fat can slow down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, leading to a slower, more prolonged rise in blood sugar levels. This effect can particularly be pronounced with high-fat foods and when they're combined with high carbohydrate foods such as pizza and or French fries. The combination of fats, carbohydrates, and carbohydrates can lead to a more significant and prolonged rise in blood sugar levels, which can be challenging to manage. To get a better understanding of how different foods affect your blood sugar levels, guys, it's a good idea to check your blood sugar levels about 2 hours after eating. If you've watched my previous videos, I always talk about this. It's called the postprandial blood sugar levels. So if you're just trying to get into it, trying to learn what's normal for you, this is the way to do it. This can give you a more accurate picture of how your body is responding to the food you consumed, and can help you make more informed choices about what to eat in the future, like I just mentioned. It's also worth noting that everyone's body responds differently, like we always talk about, to different foods. So what works for one person may not work for another person. By keeping a food diary, and that's that app that I use, and tracking your blood sugar levels, you can start to identify patterns and trends in your own body's response to different foods. You don't have to use an app. If you're a pen and paper person, use a pen and paper, whatever works for you guys, whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you can track. Analytics is big for me, so I like looking at metrics and numbers and things like that, and looking at the trend. The trend analysis is what I look at. Am I doing the right thing overall in the long term? Is it rising? Is it going down? Is it staying the same? Is it stable? So this can help you make more informed choices about what to eat and when, and can ultimately lead to better blood sugar management over time, which I just discussed. So when it comes to managing blood sugar levels, it's important to consider not just the carbohydrate content of the meal, but also the fat content. By checking your blood sugar levels after eating and keeping track of your body's response to different foods, you can make more informed choices and better manage your blood sugar levels over time. And remember, guys, I'm talking to both type 1 and type 2 diabetics here, okay? So this is for both, this video, this and the next video, part 1 and part 2. So what about if you have a cold? Illness and infection can have an impact on your blood sugar levels, guys. When your body's fighting off an illness, it triggers stress responses that leads to releases of stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol. And we've talked about cortisol in many other videos. You know what cortisol does, and if you don't, watch my videos and you'll understand what happens. These hormones can cause your blood sugar levels to rise as your body works to provide a quick energy source to help combat the infection or fight the infection. It's important to stay hydrated, because when you're ill, dehydration can cause your blood sugar levels to rise. We talked about that as well. We talked about summer heat and how to deal with summer heat as a diabetic. Be sure to drink plenty of water and other fluids to help flush out your system and prevent dehydration. If you've been experiencing diarrhea or vomiting for more than 2 hours, or have been sick for 2 days and aren't improving, it's important to contact your healthcare provider. That's very important, folks. You know, your healthcare provider, your registered dietitian, those people are important in your life, especially as a diabetic. Make sure you're staying in touch with them. It's also worth noting that some medications, such as antibiotics, anti-congestants, can affect your blood sugar levels. Antibiotics, for example, can sometimes cause changes in gut bacteria and can impact your blood sugar control. Decongestants, on the other hand, can cause your blood vessels to narrow, which can also lead to increase in blood pressure levels and blood sugar levels. So if you're taking medication for diabetes, it's important to monitor your blood sugar levels closely, especially when you're ill. You may need to adjust the medication dosage or frequency to account for changes in your blood sugar levels at that time. Be sure to follow your healthcare provider's instructions carefully and seek medical attention if you're concerned about your blood sugar levels or your overall health, guys. By taking a proactive approach to managing blood sugar levels when you're ill, you can help to prevent complications and promote a faster recovery. So we talked about cortisol, right, in one of my other videos, and how stress affects your blood sugar. But stress at work, guys, stress, whether from work or other sources can have a significant impact on our health, particularly those with type 2 diabetes. When we're feeling overwhelmed or unhappy, our bodies respond by releasing stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, like I mentioned earlier. These hormones trigger a series of responses, one of which is to increase your blood sugar levels. That's a natural response designed to provide a quick energy boost, guys, to help us deal with the perceived threat. However, for individuals with type 2 diabetes, this constant surge of blood sugar can lead to a host of complications. It can make it more difficult to manage your blood sugar levels, increase the risk of complications such as nerve damage and kidney disease, and even contribute to the progression of your disease itself. Fortunately, there are steps you can take to manage stress and mitigate its impact on your blood sugar levels. Incorporating relaxation techniques such as deep breathing exercises can help to reduce the stress and lower your blood sugar levels. Regular physical activity has also been shown to help manage stress and improve blood sugar control, which I just did physical activity. I just got finished working out, and it wasn't a fun workout, I'll be honest with you guys today, because my volume went up and I'm at the peak of that workout. So I'm gonna, next 2 weeks I'll be starting from the bottom again with a new workout. So let's move on. Additionally, it's important to address the sources of stress in your life. While not always possible, making changes to alleviate stressors can go a long way in improving both your mental and physical health. This might involve setting boundaries, delegating tasks, or seeking support from others. By taking a proactive approach to managing stress, you can help keep your blood sugar levels in check and improve your overall health and well-being. If you're finding my channel valuable and I'm providing information that is useful to you and your health, please subscribe to my channel, comment on the video, share it with someone that needs to help with their blood sugar, another diabetic. Don't forget to participate in the community area on the channel as well, so we can all get to know each other. So here's something you probably never hear people talk about: bagels. Now, I learned this firsthand because I'm a bagel lover, because I like bagel and lox. But I learned this firsthand. I haven't eaten bagels. Maybe every 6 months I'll eat bagels now, and I have them in the refrigerator. I look at them every day in the refrigerator, and I want it, but I don't touch it. So when it comes to the comparison between a slice of bread and a bagel, there are some key differences that are worth noting, folks. Bagels are typically denser and larger than a single slice of bread, which can lead to a higher calorie intake. I track the calories with an app, by the way, that I mentioned earlier. That's another thing I track, not just the blood sugar, the carbs, all that good stuff, but calories as well. Moreover, bagels are often made from refined grains and can contain a significant amount of carbohydrates. In fact, a standard bagel can contain more carbohydrates than a slice of bread. Well, that makes sense to me. A slice of bread somewhere around 100 and, I don't know, 100 calories, 120 calories maybe. Bagels are way more than that. So this higher carbohydrate content can cause a more dramatic spike in blood sugar levels, which may not be ideal for those monitoring their blood sugar levels. If you find yourself craving a bagel, guys, it might be a good idea to opt in for a mini version instead. So those mini bagels that you've seen, that might be an option for you, right? It's all about portion control and moderation, like we talk about in all of my videos. So this way you can still enjoy the taste and texture of a bagel without consuming as many calories or carbohydrates. So it's a small change, but it can make a big difference in your overall dietary intake. So here's something else: sport drinks. What do you think about sport drinks, guys? Sport drinks are often marketed as a quick way to replenish fluids, especially after intense physical activity. However, it's crucial to be aware that some of these drinks contain as much sugar as soda. This sugar content can potentially negate the benefits of dehydration, so especially for individuals who are monitoring their sugar intake. For moderate workouts lasting less than an hour, plain water is typically sufficient to meet your hydration needs. I don't do anything with, I don't drink Gatorade, I don't drink any of that stuff. I drink my post-workout shake or smoothie or whatever you want to call it, but I drink usually just water or the drink that I make all the time that keeps my blood sugar under control, and I drink that throughout the day. And if you don't know what that is, you're welcome to look at one of my videos that talks about that. I have a video dedicated to just that. So it's a simple calorie-free way to quench your thirst and maintain your body's balance when you just drink water. However, for longer, more intense exercise sessions, a sports drink might be appropriate. My exercise sessions don't go past 45 minutes, so I usually do okay with that. But if you're going past 30 minutes or more and you feel you need to, you do what you have to do. These drinks contain carbohydrates, calories, and minerals that can help replenish your body's reserves. However, it's essential to consult with your healthcare provider before incorporating these drinks into your routine. I fully agree with that. They can provide personalized advice based on your health status, exercise regimen, and dietary needs. This will ensure that the additional calories, carbohydrates, and minerals in sport drinks are safe and beneficial for you. So here's a controversial one. I talk about controversy all the time when it comes to diabetes and diet. But dried fruits. Fruit is a nutritious and delicious snack option, rich in essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. However, it's important to note that dried fruits, while still healthy for us, have a higher concentration of carbohydrates and a smaller serving size compared to their fresh counterparts because all the water's gone, it's dehydrated. For instance, just 2 tablespoons of dry fruits such as raisins, dried cranberries, or dried cherries contain approximately the same amount of carbohydrates as a small piece of fresh fruit. This is because the drying process removes all the water, like I just mentioned, concentrating the natural sugars and other nutrients. Similarly, 3 dates, we're talking about the fruit here, date. I think it's a fruit, I'm not sure. But I eat dates as well, so because I have a sweet tooth and they're sweet. So 3 dates provides about 15 grams of carbohydrates, which is roughly equivalent to the carbohydrate content of a small size fresh fruit. While dried fruits can be a convenient and portable snack option, guys, it's crucial to be mindful of portion sizes due to their higher concentration. Overconsumption can lead to a significant increase in blood sugar levels, and I fully agree with that. So I eat dry fruits. There's always a caveat. I eat dry fruits. Like I love dehydrated apples, and these are natural organic apples that my mom grows, and I just get it from her, so I know what I'm eating. But I do have to watch what I'm eating because you can't eat too much. You know, while it is good for you, you still have to be aware of what you're eating. Therefore, it's recommended to measure out appropriate servings to ensure that you're not inadvertently consuming too many carbohydrates. So, have you considered medications such as steroids and water pills? Right? Certain medications can have an impact on your blood sugar levels, making it crucial for individuals, especially those with diabetes, to be aware of these potential effects. Corticosteroids, a class of drug that is used to treat various conditions such as rashes, arthritis, and asthma, can lead to an increase in blood sugar levels. In some cases, long-term or high doses of these medications can even trigger diabetes in certain individuals. Diuretics, often prescribed for managing high blood pressure and referred to as water pills, can often affect blood sugar levels as well. And that's pretty common for our community because, you know, it's not just diabetes, you're dealing with metabolic syndrome, right? So with high blood pressure and things like that, you have to be aware of that. By promoting increased urination, they can lead to changes in the body's electrolyte balance, which may in turn influence your blood sugar levels, right? So you have to stay hydrated as well. Antidepressants used to treat mental health conditions can have varying effects on blood sugar levels. Did you guys even know that? I never knew that. I learned that while I was doing the research to put this video together. So some types can cause an increase while others may lead to a decrease. So that means that's affecting both of our communities, our type 1 and type 2 diabetic community. So given these potential impacts, it's essential for individuals to have open and honest discussions with their healthcare providers about their medical history, current medications, and any concerns related to their blood sugar management. This will enable healthcare providers to make informed decisions about the most appropriate treatment options and to provide necessary guidance on monitoring and managing blood sugar levels. Here's something else, common one here, guys. Cold medicines. We all have a cold every now and then, don't we? So certain over-the-counter medications can have an impact on blood sugar levels, making it important for individuals, particularly those like us with diabetes, to be aware of these potential effects. Decongestants containing pseudoephedrine, which you're probably aware of, phenylephrine, are known to raise blood sugar levels. These medications are often used to alleviate symptoms of cold and allergies, but their blood sugar raising effect or rising effect should be taken into consideration, especially by individuals who are monitoring their blood sugar levels closely. Cold medicines can sometimes contain small amounts of sugar or alcohol, which can also affect blood sugar levels. Therefore, it's advisable to look for products that do not include these ingredients. Antihistamines, on the other hand, can rarely cause issues with blood sugar. However, it's always a good idea to consult with a pharmacist about the possible effects of any over-the-counter medications before purchasing those medications. Pharmacists can provide valuable advice based on an individual's specific health needs and current medications, helping to ensure that the chosen medication will not adversely affect blood sugar management. By being proactive and informed about the potential effects of over-the-counter medications, guys, individuals can make better choices for their health and effectively manage their blood sugar levels. So guys, that's part 1. Look out for part 2. That's going to be coming next, and I'll cover the rest. So it's going to be 20 plus things that we're talking about, that may or may not affect your blood sugar level as a type 1 or type 2 diabetic. So I hope you guys got some value out of this, or found some value out of this, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.